Hello, welcome to PGTV. We're fishing dog kennel today on the Somerley Estate on the Hampshire Avon. We're going to be fishing with a spinning rod and we're going to be fishing with a yellow flying sea. And you can see behind me the pool. It's a beautiful pool, it's a classic. A lot of salmon have been caught out of this pool, and I'm hoping that on my birthday I may be able to catch a Atlantic salmon. So it's the 6th of June and it's sunny, it's midday weather. I'm fishing this pool because there's a lot of shady woodland under here and the fish lie under the shade. We've also got some lovely fast water through here, nice lies, clean gravel and deep holes, and this is where the salmon lie on hot conditions in shady woodland areas. Deep holes, upstreaming the mepps is what we're going to do. And I'll just show you the technique. I've got the two cameras. I've got my underwater camera with me, as you see on my left. I've got my head cam on the right, and so if we get a salmon I'll show you some underwater shots as well as some head shots as well. So let's give it a go and see how we get on. I'll just show you what we've got here. It's a yellow flying sea mepps 3, and you can see it's a flying condom lure and 18-pound line attached to a 60-pound swivel. There's the swivel, and then that's probably no more than 2 feet. Then I've got another 2 feet attached to 30-pound braid, and the 30-pound braid is a white invisible braid that doesn't look too visible in the water. But I've gone for a long leader because in these clearer conditions I think short leaders and braid will be spotted. But I think that little swivel acts as a little fish, and I've seen fish hit that. So you've got a spinner chasing a little swivel. It looks like it's chasing a little fish. And I'm using my usual setup, which is basically a 9-foot spinning rod, and I've got my usual reel, which is a E40 or M40, 6 bearings on it. And you can see I've packed the 30-pound braid very carefully to the lip, so I've got easy casting. The hooks are barbless. I've taken the barbs off, so the hooks often fall out in the net, so it's very easy to get the hooks out. And that's a top tip. I recommend that every time. Don't worry about the hooks coming out. As long as you stay in touch with the braid, that hook is not coming out as long as it's secure hooking in the first place. So let's now work our way down. We've got the bottom tail to do, which is obviously very good. There's some lovely deep water through there, shaded water under the trees. There's always a chance of a birthday special. Okay, this is the dog kennel. I'll show you the taking spots. Underneath the power cables, in that shady area, we've got taking spots along this side in deep water. Okay, all the way through this channel here, running it all the way back. It's worth putting the fly or spinner through this lot. It's lovely deep water, lovely glide. All the way down here you've got the curve, and below the curve there's a gravel bed to your left here, a very shallow gravel bed. But around that curve there's acceleration, there's a little backstream that feeds out. The taking spot is just here in that zone there, so upping the mepps spinner into there and drawing back towards that area. So you're fishing off that point there with your spinner, and you upstream it and land it about there. To show you, I want to aim for that area here. So at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 degrees, and then reasonably fast back through about 2 or 3 feet of water is the way to catch the salmon if you're spinning for them. If you're fly fishing, for where I am, sinking leaders, get down 2 or 3 feet if you can, and they'll come up and take it on the fly rod as well. So all the way through here. There's also a very good brown trout and grayling spot below here as well. I've had them down here as well. And then that pool leads you on to Broadmead, and Broadmead is another hot deep pool during this June summer weather, where there's shade and tree lines to fish, and I've had salmon around there too. So this is the taking spots. I hope that's helpful, and let's give that a go. Kennel, fishing the right hand bank. This looks like a nice pool. We're upstream in the mepps, flying sea, number 3. Sticking with the yellow, it's producing some nice fish. That's a lovely little glide through there, doesn't that look good? And just let that bend round. They take it on the dangle, they take it on the spin and on the turn. That's working beautifully. We'll just do a little downward cast, and we'll just let that work around the river. Gently does it. The river's working it. I'm doing very little. It's a good pace of river here. It's a lovely pool. There's a little bit of weed, but not much. So we'll just work this pull here and gently work it back. So I'm hardly moving now, I'm just gently working it back. Working that back. Good visibility today. We've got the underwater camera to take some underwater shots if we catch anything decent. And so we've got 2 cameras running. We've got 3 cameras with us today. We've got the zoom camera as well. We've got the underwater cam and we've got the head cam. So hopefully we'll get a nice salmon and we can get some great images. Upstreaming it, little flick cast, tighten the margin. Just let that sink for a bit, give it a few seconds and then retrieve with the flow. That blade will work well. Salmon lying under here will come up and hit it if they're up for it. Just working it, we're down 2 or 3 feet. The fish are likely to be down deep today, tucked into these undercuts because it's very sunny. Water temperature is still good though, we're on 14 degrees. Air temperature is about 19/20. So we've still got that magical 5-degree differential, which what you need to get these salmon to lift off the bottom to hit the spinners and flies. That's what you're looking at. And that's working around beautifully. I love the look of that spinner. Isn't that just brilliant? Got some clay mould boulders down here. The floods have taken down a lot of the bank. That's all caved in. That creates lovely little sitting positions for the salmon to tuck in behind if they need to take a breather on this fast flow. So it's well worth working the whole of this area very, very carefully. Last year I had sea trout here, and I say I moved a big salmoner out here, this position here. Casting and curving through the pool. It's a deep pool. I think this is the right side to be doing this pool, from this side. Just allowing that to come round. Letting that come round. I think we've got some weed there. That was weed. There's a little bit of weed on the far bank. We can just work our way through. The other advantage of downstreaming the mepps is you tend to get less hookups on the weed because it tends to glide over better. And it's running with the weed, so instead of fighting against it as though you're fighting the weed, you're working with the flow of the weed, and therefore you get less hookups on weed. That's another good reason to be upstreaming the mepps. That's lovely. It's working beautifully. So just a nice, gentle glide through here. Highly visible yellow flying sea. So the visibility is good. The salmon will see that. So, we're into a fish. It's a salmon. We've hooked a salmon, ladies and gentlemen. Fish on, and it's a big boy. It's a big boy. Fish on. Now stay with him. He's running. He's running. Salmon on. So we're going to keep his head up. Oh, I thought there might be a salmon here, ladies and gentlemen. It was just tucked in. There's a salmon on. Wow, this is exciting. He's taking me in. He looks like a 15-pound bar. He's just shaking the hooks. He's trying to shake. We've got barbless hooks on, so we've got to keep in touch with the fish. This is a beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute beauty. Now the clutch is running. That's a lovely fish. Wow, I'm so excited if I can land this on my birthday. What a treat to get an Atlantic salmon on my birthday. I had a feeling there could be a salmon here, so we're going to walk the dog. He's got plenty of fight in him. We took the yellow flying sea. Let's stay with him. It looks like a 12 to 15-pound bar, and that's an absolute beauty. So we're going to just walk the dog, keep in touch with him, and he's stripping line. He's stripping line. Off he goes. I'm just going to give it a little bit more on here. He's going into this run here. He's trying to go into the weed. Oh, he's stripping. He's stripping. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go, lady. There you go. He's come up. It's a lovely silver bar. It's an absolute beauty on my birthday. The hooking is pretty good, I think. We're staying with him, upstreaming the flying sea in this pool. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's shaking. He's shaking. Oh, he's moving. Whoa! Wow, did you see that for action, ladies and gentlemen? What a run! What a run! This is absolutely superb. Now, got to keep him away from this weed. I'm working him up, working him up. This is so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. What wonderful fishing. There he is. You can see him, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful fish. He's got a good hooking as well. So we're going to get the net ready to land this magnificent fish. And luckily we've got a nice little pool here to land him. Now he's going to go again. He's still got plenty of fight in him. Up he comes. Alright, let's get the net ready. He's turning, he's turning. Now I've got to keep his head next to us here. So let's get the net ready. Oh, this is superb. Wonderful fishing out of dog kennel. So we're just gonna take this on now. We'll get the net ready. It's a beautiful Atlantic salmon, ladies and gentlemen. And if we can land him, I'll be a very, very happy person. Very happy indeed. Now we're gonna get his head up. Oh, he's going. He still wants to run. Now we've got his head up. Still got plenty of fight in him now. Let's just turn him round. Turning him round. Up he comes. In he comes to the net. He's seeing the net. So I'm going to slide him under. He still wants to go. So oh, not quite there yet. He's gone into the weed. Oh, this is a lovely 12-pound silver bar. Oh, he's beautiful. He's fighting into the weed. He's trying to go. Oh, gotta bring him up. Oh. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get his head up. He's ours. He's our fish. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? A beautiful silver bar, 12-pound Atlantic salmon. And I've been here 5 minutes. That is just absolutely superb. What a wonderful, wonderful fish. Now we've got barbless hooks, so we can unhook him in the net. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's absolutely beautiful. Now, just keep his head pointing upwards. And that's a lovely fish. Didn't he take that? Wow, isn't he beautiful? Perfect condition. He's a lovely fish. It's a fish of about 10 to 12 pounds. Oh. Up we come. Now, oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Just slipped out for us. Beautiful barbless hooks. So the hooks are out. Keep the fish in the water. No need to take him out. And then we'll just have to wrap that fish back in the pool. Keep his head pointing up. What a magnificent salmon, ladies and gentlemen. What a fish. And we'll just turn him that way round. Keep his head in the flow. So the hooks are out. Make sure that he's well recovered. The fight took about 6 minutes, so he won't need a lot of time to recover, but it's a magnificent salmon, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely superb. Look at the markings. Perfect condition fish. So we're just going to sit there, recovering himself. We've got the underwater camera, so when he's recovered, we'll put that down before he goes, and we'll see how he powers off. That's a magnificent fish, ladies and gentlemen. What a fish. What a beautiful fish. He's very strong. You can see he wants to power off. We're going to make sure that he's properly rested before he goes. That's a superb fish. Absolutely superb. Okay, let's get nice and stabilised. So just hold the fish in the flow and get his strength back. There we go. Now he's starting to stabilise. It's better. It's much, much better. Just get him stabilised. It's a beautiful conditioned Atlantic salmon. He's just recovering now in the flow. Just keep him there upright. He's lovely. Absolutely beautiful fish. Absolutely beautiful. You can see he's getting his strength back. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the main flow. There we go. That's the way to do it. Just stabilise him. Get him nice and strong. Ah, it's a beauty. Very, very pleasing. Very happy with this fish. I had a feeling there could be a salmon. It's now just gone 12, so I had it about 12 o'clock. And he should start to stabilise himself now. Just keep him stabilised and hold his tail. Keep his tail up in the main flow so it gets plenty of oxygen. It's getting stronger now. It's starting to recover. That's beautiful. There we go. Keeping in that main flow. What a tremendous looking fish though. What a beauty. Very, very pleased with that. He's getting plenty of flow. Just holding him there in the net, let him rescue himself, let him recover. And there we go. We can get some underwater shots while he's recovering. That's beautiful. Starting to get his strength back already. So it was only a 5-6 minute battle, so he won't need to spend too much time recovering. We'll probably give him 10 minutes max, if that. Wow, so exciting. I'm so pleased with that. Upstream in the mepps. That's what it's all about. There we go. Let's just straighten him out a bit. He's just getting his strength back now. Just stabilising him. Giving him the support he needs. Keeping him upright. Plenty of flow over the gills. The gills are working nicely. That's lovely. Beautiful, beautiful fish. See, midday on my birthday. It's a birthday special. Salmon for my birthday. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? What a wonderful gift. Now we can see that he's starting to show signs of good recovery. Just poke his head out a little bit. Just holding him up now. Just stabilising him. That's beautiful. Just holding him there. Okay, he's getting his strength back now. Just waiting for some good kicks. Great news. He's starting to stabilise now. Let's see if he can support himself now. There he is. So he's in the net now. He's got his strength back. Let's get the underwater camera down and have a look at him underwater. So just start that going now. We'll just keep him his head upstream. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just going to stabilise him. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, there's the salmon. You'll see how he's recovering now. It's a beautiful fish, supporting himself, stabilising himself, and that's the Atlantic salmon. What an absolute beauty, absolute beauty. I'm going to move him into the main flow, and then get a side profile, move him into faster water, and just keep him up. He's almost ready to go now. Just stabilising him, and then when we release him, we'll let the net go down, and we'll see him just shooting off out of the net. We don't even have to touch him. That's the Atlantic salmon. Absolute beautiful fish. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful fish. Really, really pleased with that. So he's had a good recovery now. So I think it's time to give him a chance to go. We're going to hold his tail, get a good kick off. So we've got the net. So we're going to hold him by the tail now. Up he comes. Hold his tail, and then when he wants to go, he's got that kick. See, he wants to go. So I think we'll remove the net now. Now he's recovered. Hold him upstream. He should be able to support himself now. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's remove the net. Let's get them in the water. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now he wants to kick off. We're going to let him go soon. Not yet. Make sure he gets a really good kick. There we go. That's the Atlantic salmon. And we're going to watch him go. We're straighten him up. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. He's almost ready to go. Okay, off he goes. Off he goes. There we go. Wow. Beautiful. And then when we release them, we let the net go down, and we'll see them just shooting off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're fishing here at Dog Kennel, one of the classic pools on the Somerley Estate. It's my birthday, it's the 6th of June, and I'm fishing with my famous yellow flying C, mepps 3, and we're going to present it into the Dog Kennel pool in the hope of catching an Atlantic salmon. I'm fishing with 30-pound braid, 18-pound of Maxima leader with a 60-pound swivel, and my famous newly repaired Northern Western Sealy. I ran over it on the car 2 days ago, and Paul Shuttler very kindly has re-whipped the front wing for me and it's just been tested with a salmon. So thank you, Paul, for doing that, and I really appreciate you getting this spinning rod up and running for my birthday. So thank you so much. Okay, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the top end of Dog Kennel. You can fish all the way up here, and then you've got a little inlet down here below, a little side stream that comes in here. But on the whole, you've got a wonderful bit of water here. At the top end, you'll see a few trees. The salmon could be lying under these trees, but you want to work all the way up through here, all the way up round to the bend, and that tree there leads you onto the gypsy hole. So the head of Dog Kennel starts about there, and then you can work your way all the way down this lovely run on the spinner or fly rod. A classic Somerley Estate pool. Had some lovely fish here. Bobby Windsor caught a big one here many years ago. When I phoned him up and tell him about the news, he'd be delighted to hear that another fish has come out of Dog Kennel. So there we go. That's the pool, and it's a cracker. Okay, just showing you the Dog Kennel tail taking spots here. Well, I put the spinner in that area from upstreaming it, and that's where it followed and took down that channel. And you can see that, you know, the trees have been cleared. There used to be trees all the way through here, banks that were crumbling, couldn't get into it. John very kindly cleared them, allowing us to get in to fish these areas, and I'm so grateful he did, because that's the first year I've had a fish out of Dog Kennel, and it's because I've had access, and I knew there was a fish lying up there. There's a good chance. So that's the beautiful Dog Kennel tail, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here we are, just fished out Dog Kennel. I just wanted to give you the idea of how far it is from the lodge. It's literally a 2-minute walk, and the lodge is right just there. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm so grateful for John for cutting out these swims. I know a few of the guys have said that all the trees here were good cover on this side, but it's made the salmon fishing so much easier. Get your spinner and fly in that pool. And a couple of years ago you couldn't get to these pools properly, so that's wonderful. And that's the beautiful lodge, and it's literally salmon are waiting for you 2 minutes from the lodge. I can't believe my luck, John. Well done. So this is me turning up. I felt prompt. I was going to do Blashwood today. This is the interesting thing. And then I thought about the carpet, you know, the rug I found. Oh yeah. And you asked me to drop it off in the lodge. Yeah, yeah. I put it out there. Oh, I forgot about that. I got 2 pictures, one of Steve's 32. I think it was 32 actually, the fish, the pound. All right. Because I looked at my scale again and we underestimated that. But I've got, my wife Mandy did a lovely big picture for the lodge, if you're all for the estate to keep, and also one of my 15 at Woodside. So I put it in there. Brilliant. If you want me to hang them, I've got all the hanging stuff, or if you, it's up to you what you want to do with them. But to come down here on my birthday, and actually within it's my birthday. It's my 40th. It's my 48th today. Oh, right. So talk about a treat. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm delighted. I mean, I could go home now, but Steve's challenged me to get 3 in 40 minutes. Oh, yeah. in three consecutive casts. In 1987, he told me he had 3 Ashley Bends, and he had his first fish within 3 seconds of his arriving at Ashley Bends. Yeah. He says, you won't beat that. Yeah, no, it wouldn't ever beat that. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Who was there watching him? Well, there was a guy next to him, and he challenged him to catch another one. Otherwise, he would have walked on to the next pool. No. Now he's told me to stay on this pool. I caught it. I upstreamed it. I looked at that. And I thought, 2 years ago, I moved to fish here. Anywhere I've moved to fish, I work. Yes, I've worked some good pools. And I've never had. I've always wanted one. This is a classic Dog Kennel. Yeah. I've always wanted one, and I know. Got it on video. Any of it? And I've got underwater shots. Oh. You know, I've got the underwater camera. You're going to see the underwater return. God, brilliant. And it was all on my own. Paul Shuttler was supposed to come up. He said, I can't get till 5. I've just phoned him. He's going to be popping up this afternoon. But all I'm saying is all these guys that think, I've had all my fish mainly on hot sunny days like this, and everyone goes, I'm not even going to wait until the evening. But those fish want it. They want the spinner. That was fresh. Yeah, no sea lice, but there's no colour in that fish. No, fresh fish will chase whenever you can get
you know, if they've been in a day or two, they'll be tucked up somewhere comfortable under the bank. These fish are probably still running a little bit if they're fresh.
Well, my thought is that you said to me, fish under the trees. So I thought of Woodside and I thought of Dog Kennel. Yeah. And I was going to go to Blashford because they've had some fish down there, you know, hookups and things. I know there's fish in Blashford. Yeah. Well, and that looks lovely, that V.
Yeah, well, that's perfect.
So my thoughts were, well, a good deed for the day. Good deed for the day. Do my deed. I've got this theory. Every time I do a good deed, John, I'm rewarded with a fish.
There you go. Yeah.
So if you've got anything you want me to do around the estate, give me a call.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to live? No, that's excellent.
Yeah. Well, thanks, John. Yeah. I'm really pleased with that.
Nice. This is the first one out of this pool since it's been cleaned up, really.
Well, it's nice to know that the pool's working fine and you've cleared it up.
That's right.
You know, I remember the tree that was in there was half a tree, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a whole tree laying across.
Oh, a whole tree?
Stopped the flow through the pool, the fish had stopped using it. Until very often late in the season you get one laying back down here below the tree, the grills, but the fish always used to be up there in that deep drop off. It comes through that neck and drops in deep.
Well, that's what I did. I upstreamed it to the deep hole. Yeah. I've had sea trout there before.
Yeah.
And as it came back, I got a little bump, and then I got a whacker, a raw connection, and then of course I had so many pike on this spinner. I've had 3 salmon now on that spinner.
Oh, that particular spinner?
And I'm on to, if that sea trout is a salmon, that's 5.
Oh, that sea trout is definitely a salmon.
Well, we've just had one Atlantic salmon. I've just been on the phone to Steve Hutchinson, a good friend of mine. He's going to come up and fish with me tomorrow. And he just told me a story about he had, I think, his first Atlantic salmon in 3 seconds of arriving at Ashley Ben's, first cast, which I don't think anyone's going to beat that, on his famous mepps. And I said to him I had this within 5 minutes of being here, and I thought it was pretty fast to come to me on my birthday as well. So what I'm finding interesting, he then said the day that he had that fish, or at least one fish down at Ashley Ben's, he had 2 other fish within 40 minutes, 3 fish on 3 consecutive casts, which I think is absolutely unbelievable. So I'm going to work the same pull again, do exactly the same again in the same lie, just working that spinner through and see if there's another salmon that could be lying up in this pool. They might all be stacked up in here for all I know. Wouldn't that be wonderful to get another one? Oh, I'm happy with the one, but say I've only just arrived, so I can't go home now. And we'll just give it a shot. Let that sink, say 3 or 4 seconds, get down low. And I had a feeling, you see these boulders, the flow's right. John's just told me that further up there's a lot of shallow gravel bars which the salmon then backfill through here, and they backfill into the pool. So, you know, I think it's well worth working all the way up through here. We could have a few fish in the system. The other thing is, he mentioned that the tree that fell in here, which he cleared, it's nice to know there's a salmon caught so that the run and the flow of the river hasn't been disturbed by the flooding. So that's good news too. So I'm a very happy bunny. And we're going to stay with the yellow flying sea. What a lovely pool this is. It's deep, it's clean, hardly any weed, and the fish just love the flow here. It's just a nice flow. So we'll just keep working our way through, working our way up. That's lovely. Another thing is, I was just saying that Paul Shuttler, my friend, just repaired my spinning rod for me for my birthday, and I drove the car with the, I forgot, I was in a conversation with Paul. I put the rod and the landing net on the left hand side of the car, got into a conversation, just about to say goodbye, and I forgot to put the rod and the landing net away, and as I drove out and reversed out, I reversed over my rod. And the car went over this rod. Luckily it didn't go over the blank, but it squashed the front ring. And I thought, my favourite spinning rod out of action. During the peak of the season, I thought, what am I going to do? So Paul said, don't worry, I've made up plenty of rods. Go and get yourself a new ring, which I did. And he's actually done a nice repair for me. I mean, just look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that a nice bit of whipping? I like the colour. It almost matches the rest of the rod, but to be honest with you, I quite like it. It's quirky. They held a salmon, so I can't complain. So Paul, your whipping's good, mate. Didn't fall apart on me. Nicely varnished, and appreciate it. And we just found the most beautiful family of mute swans. There's seven. Is there seven? Seven cygnets, I think. There's 7 here. Isn't that lovely? On a beautiful June summer's morning. There we go. So, that's the dog kennel middle stretch. There's very, very good pool. Very pleased with it. I just see the pool better from here. That's the dog kennel pool. See how it beautifully curves round. I have my salmon just below the curve. We've got a little egret flying through. He didn't see me. Look at that. How about that? Bit of wildlife just gliding through. And that's the pool. We're going to carry on. We're getting close to the tail of Gypsy Hole and the head of Dog Kennel. We've got these power cables. We've got the shadows, the trees. We've got the depth, and we've got the flow. It says salmon all over. So give it a go. Can but try. So negotiating this very tight bank isn't easy though. So got to be careful not to fall in the drink. It is a bit difficult to fish. You've got to be good on your feet if you're going to fish this pool. So that's all working well. And let's just work our way through. Tuck it up. That's lovely. Give it a chance to sink and then work it back at a nice speed. That's working just right. Just right. Oof, that must have been weed. And again, there's weed down here as well. But I'll tell you what, that glide is beautiful. John's tipped me off and reckons that Hucklebrook's worth a go, which I haven't been up to for a while, and I think he's right. I think it might be worth a go. But I want to do Woodside, and I want to do Gypsy Hole, and I want to do my top of Gypsy Hole, which I call the V-swim. I think there could be a salmon lying up there as well. But this is just the right, perfect place, isn't it, to fish in the sunshine. This is lovely, and then we're getting to the power lie. So we'll just do one more cast and we'll work up a bit higher. Working that back, working that back, working it back, working it back. And now let's move down a bit. It's a bit of jungle warfare here. I don't think anyone gets in to strim these banks because they're very, very difficult to strim. So we're in the power lie. Let's flicker out. That's perfect, right on the money. Just want to get a better footing before I go in the drink. So just pushing that through now. That's lovely. Ooh, bit of weed down here. So that's okay, it's all working well. So we're going to keep working our way down as far as we can go, which is not much further. But we'll just bang her out to there, give her a chance to sink, and then we'll work her back on that flow. Isn't it a nice bit of water there? Downward cast here on the dangle, just in case we've got a big boy in those shadows. Dangle fishing to pull out an Atlantic that could be sat here in these shadows. It's got to be done. So we'll just hold it there. I can hold it there all day, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to. That current is working so well balanced between that and the spinner that, you know, look at that, I could just hold it all day if I wanted to. We'll work her back, working her back. We'll go again, but this time it's a little flick cast, flick her out, and then just pull her back like that. That's lovely. Beautiful. Bit of jungle warfare, but doable. So we're on the dangle, let's keep an eye out for anything behind. And we're moving through now. I think they've taken down the old shed hut here, just here somewhere. They must have just removed it. It's a really old little hut, or dog kennel, whatever you want to call it. And that's no longer here, so I can't see it anyway. Oh, that's lovely. That is just perfect. Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the old dog kennel hut. It is here. It's been camoed. What a great little bird spotting place. Now, while we're here, let's have a little look. Could be a lot of history to this. Is it a little salmon hut? Or is it a bird hide. Now, let's have a look at it. So there you have it. I mean, that's a wooden hut that's got ivy. Look at that. We've got peeking holes, windows, corrugated roof. Is it a dog kennel? Is this the reason why it's called a dog kennel? And we'll check with John. Let's go inside and have a look. Oh, there's benches in here. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look. We've got seats. This is the old dog kennel for the old dogs on the beat. This is a salmon hut, an old one. It's hugely old and it's still together, and it's got a roof. You've got windows looking out through here, believe it or not, all covered up now. And there you go, you can see the river from here. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And there you have a bench. I've never been in here. Is this the dog kennel? And this is why it's called dog kennel, or is this just a hut for the fishermen to sit in once they've had a day's fishing, to rest and put their fish in here? Maybe there were so many fish caught in those days they used to hang the fish in the cool shade in here, or maybe put all their tackle in here. But isn't it lovely? I really like it. This has got to be, you know, really old to find out when this was built, but is it worth restoring or just leaving as it is? Isn't it nice? Wonderful, wonderful. Really like it. First time I've been in here. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A little fishing hut. Lovely. Right, let's go off to Woodside. Okay, this is the way to the head of dog kennel and the tail of Gypsy. I'm going to put my spinner through here, just see what we can find, whether there might be a salmon lying up here. There could be. We'll just put her just underneath the cables there, just run her through here. It's a lovely pool, and just running her back nice and slowly on the run from this angle. Isn't it lovely? There's a blue heron just moving out, see me just flying out. So that's lovely, and the spinner's working a treat. So we're going to just keep working this through. We'll go 12 o'clock. It's best to fish this bank from the other side, this top bit. Well, I'll go around there a bit later, but I'm showing you a way to Woodside off dog kennel, and we're going to have to go over a little bridge in a minute, but I'll show you how it's done. You get down to the end of here, you have to cut through some jungle warfare to get here off the road, and then down here amongst the tree there's a little footbridge, and it takes you to Woodside, so you can fish that once you've fished out dog kennel. And you can fish it from the favoured bank into the woodland trees. I'm focusing on shady areas. Can you see the shady areas I'm working? It's all tree cover, tree cover, tree cover in the midday sun. You've got to find that tree cover, and that's where the salmon lie. So I'm just banging her out there, and hopefully you can see some stunning images of the dog kennel all the way around the bend here, from up here. Now, just working that, there's a lot of weed there, so I'm working left hand side of the weed, working it back in the shade, seeing if I get any follow. There might be a salmon just literally tucked in against that weed, and you'll see that spinner working through and follow it through. So that's how it works normally. So do one more upward cast, this time closer to the tree line here, under the power cable lie, and then put that in there, give that a chance to sink a couple of times, and then working it back toward me. It's a lovely pool. Look at this. I mean, if there's a salmon there, you'd expect a hit. Isn't that just great? Look at it. Look at the tail of that. That's the tail of Gypsy, and then the head of dog kennel's just there. So I'm fishing the tail of Gypsy from this side. That's beautiful. Best to fish it from the other side though, but I thought I'd just show you, and now I'll show you how to get to Woodside via the right hand bank, working our way down. You basically have to walk through here. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere, but there's a pathway through here, and there's a little bridge, and you can see there's a traveller that's dropped his little mat. So you've had a guy walking through here that shouldn't be through here. But as you walk up here, you'll see there's a little bridge. Keep going up, and there's the bridge. There's a little back stream through here. That will take you over to the right side of the stream. Again, it needs cutting back. Little job there to be done. Look at that. Look how red that is coming off the forest, off the estate. It's peaty water feeding into the main Avon here. And that's got brown trout written all over, hasn't it? And through here, a bit of jungle warfare. You just have to be careful getting through here. There's ropes on these tree bridges. I mean, I call these tree bridges because they cut down a tree and then they've put non-slip mesh over it, and then you've got the rope to hold you through. So we can still see the Avon here. That's a good pike swim, by the way, for piking later in the year. And then through here, jungle warfare, just don't worry about it, just keep walking. And this is taking you to some lovely back eddies for pike fishing. If you ever fancy some pike fishing, there's a lovely bit of water through here. And you've got another back stream that feeds into the Avon here at Gypsy Hole. Creates all manner of back eddies, that's why the pike like it. Lots of small fry come in and out of that area, so it's pike territory. And then as we come up here, you'll see there's another tree bridge. They've cut down half a tree, and it spans the whole of this little bit here. And they've again covered it with some mesh so you don't slip, and it's got a rope. So we're going to walk across here, and that takes us now towards Woodside. We're going to walk through over the bridge. See how nice it is here. Isn't that lovely? Clear water, very clean. And that feeds into Gypsy Hole, and there's Gypsy Hole, and you can see where the pike fishing is going to be down there. But we're going to walk our way round here, take a left, get round these trees and keep walking towards upstream, and you'll find that Woodside will appear. Can't believe it, I've got two mute male swans really having a go at each other, and the male's protecting his nest from another male. He's seeing him off. Look at that. Wow. And the reason being is just over here we've got a female that's sitting on eggs, and he's being highly protective of her. And there she is, you can just about see her out there. That's the female. And she's just come off her eggs for a bit to do some feeding. But that other male was a threat, and that her husband saw him off. So, nice bit of wildlife there for you. I found a family of goosanders, and they're quite big. Oh, Bob, that's the mother with them as well. They're not running from us, they're staying with us. If you hold your ground, Bob. I've got them on vid. We have got a stunning family of goosander ducklings. There's a lot there. They're all coming up as well, look, they're all running down. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, Woodside, from the tail all the way through to the head. And I think the head will produce more fish because it's in the shade. But we're going to do it as an upstream rather than on the dangle. Just going to work it back and just seeing if there's anything that might want to take it on the recovery back. So giving it a go anyway, just to see what might be here. Could be a fish or two, and just working that through. It's working lovely. And we might as well put one into our hotspot on the dangle in case they want it on the dangle. And just keeping it up, working it back on the dangle, keeping that up away from the weed, and just letting that run across the river at this level. Just seeing if anything will come onto it. Keep working it back. Just working that back on the dangle, and then just keep it tight on this bank. I don't think we've got any takers today. Paul Shuttler was up here the other day, and he moved the fish by those gates, sluice gates there. There's another back stream that runs off. It's quite soft here, so make sure you've got some decent footwear, chest waders or boots. I'm going to flicker in and work her back towards us. There's a nice hole here, and when we move into the shady areas I think there could be a salmon lying up there, so there could be one in this pool. It's a good chance, so we'll give it a go. It's a lovely looking bit of water. We're going to flicker out under the tree. There you go, in the shadows, right there, across the gates. Now working the flow through here slowly, see where we get salmon to turn on this. It would be lovely. Lovely. Right under the tree line where the lie is. 2 seconds to get down, and then just bringing it towards us, inducing a salmon take if we can. And we're going to go again. Oh, that's lovely. That really is stupendous, stupendous. Now we're going to work the tree line here. Slowly does it. Could be a salmon lying up there. Ooh, little knock. Was that fish or was that weed? Felt like a little tug. And then bring it back towards you. So now you're working a lovely, lovely glide at every angle possible. Tight against the tree line, tight against that sunken tree, and see whether we can turn our head round to follow this. Ooh, that's a little tug. Something hit that. Felt like a decent tug. Let's have a look at her. There's no weed on there, which there isn't. That was probably a tug. So I've upset something in there. So down the centre. Oh, perfecto. Perfecto. You're not going to get much closer than that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little egret flying out through the sky. Isn't he beautiful? Look at that. Isn't it lovely? Just landing. Looking for a place to feed. There he is. That's the first dragonfly this year I've been able to get on here. And he's a big boy. Just look at him. He's massive. Look at his tail. We'll try and get a bit closer to him if we can. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, a huge, huge dragonfly. He's got kind of a brown colour to him. And there we are. Just taking the solar power for his wings. And I think I can get slightly closer without moving him. I'll try. It's a little bit windy, but he's an absolute beauty. There we go. Well, I'm just looking at another family of Canadian. They've got a few young with them. There we go. How about that? That's nice. Quite big. They've got to be a few weeks old, aren't they lovely? Oh, that's lovely. A lovely family of Canadian grazing on the grass, feeding away here at Harbridge Corner near Woodside. And that's just beautiful. Isn't that lovely? And that's the setting, a family eating and feeding together. And isn't that beautiful? Here on the Hampshire Avon. There we go. On my birthday. Well, we're going to fish this pool, see if we can get a salmon here. The taking spots are over here. I've had a follow here. I've never had a fish here, but I've had a follow just in that area there as I was upstreaming the mepps. And as I pulled the mepps out of the water, a fish's head suddenly appeared and I just missed it by a split second. Let's give this pool a go. The Woodside pool tail, which we've caught a couple of, is over here. And then you've got this massive eddy here, full of pike. And then you've got the fast water where the salmon sits in here. So we'll give this a shot. Okay, we're going to try the salmon lying up on the top end of Harbridge Corner. There's a nice flow here. They could be tucked in here, deeper. And we might get a fish here, so we're just trying it out now, giving it a go. Hit a bit of weed. Let's get rid of that. And go again. That's better. Lovely. Some territorial swans moving up and down here. Oh, fish on. Is it a salmon? Is it a salmon? It might be. It's fighting really well. It's coming towards us. Ah, what a fish. What a fish. I think this might be a salmon. It's not going through the air, but it's heavy, it's big. It might be a big pike. So we're going to get the land camera working. Let's get that going as well. It's a big, big fish, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to try and keep his head up. It might be a salmon. Just tucked in here. Oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Is it a salmon? It feels it could be a salmon. It's stripping. Look at that, it's stripping line. Oh, is it a salmon? I think it might be. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. It's a crocodile. It's a croc. Look at that. It feels big and heavy, ponderous. Oh, it's a dustbin lid. What is it? Is it a salmon? I think it's a salmon. It's stripping. Is it a salmon? It feels it could be a salmon. It's stripping. Look at that, it's stripping line. Oh, is it a salmon? I think it might be. Oh, let's have a look at her. Let's have a look at her. It's a crocodile. It's a croc. It's a fat lady. It's a big girl. So we've got a pike on, birthday pike, and there's another pike. There's another pike behind it, a smaller pike. It's followed it. Little Jack. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. It's his mother. It's a big girl. So now we're going to release the landing net and land this. So here she comes. She's going to. Oh, aggression! Aggression! What? Oh no, it's gone deep. It's gone deep. Look at that. It's a fat lady. It's a big girl. So we've got a pike on, birthday pike, and there's another pike. What? There's another pike behind it, a smaller pike. It's followed it. Little Jack. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. It's a mother. It's a big girl. So now we're going to release the landing net and land this. So here she comes. She's gonna. Oh, aggression! Aggression! What? Oh no, it's gone deep. It's gone deep. It's gone deep. I have to get its head up. This is a big, big fish, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring her in. Oh, she is big. This is a big girl. It is a big girl. Oh, he's stripping. He's stripping. Right, the net's ready. I've got the net on. Oh, cannot believe the bend on this rod. It's just unbelievable. I'm going to walk her up. Oh, goodness me, this is a big girl. Wow. Explosive take. What a fight. What a fight. It's gone deep. I'm going to have to get its head up. This is a big, big fish, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring her in. Oh, she is big. This is a big girl. It is a big girl. Oh, he's stripping, he's stripping. Right, the net's ready. I've got the net on. Oh, cannot believe the bend on this rod. It's just unbelievable. I'm going to walk her up. Oh, my goodness me, this is a big girl. That's a big girl. She's got girth. Oh, look at the strength of this fish. It's a big girl. Oh, it smashed me. It smashed me. Oh. Wow. Explosive take. What a fight. What a fight. That's a big girl. She's got girth. Oh yes, look at that. Look at the strength of this fish. It's a big girl. Oh, it smashed me. It smashed me. Oh. Okay, well, it's the end of our salmon day today. My birthday, 6th of June. Time to sign in the Atlantic salmon we caught today, a bit earlier. And just going to go into the lodge, see whether we can see what's going on with the records. And Steve caught his fish. Oh, brilliant. John's put up pictures of Steve's fish. You can see this 31, 32 pound fish up on the wall there. It's an absolute beauty, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? So there's the big codfish that Steve had last week, and that's nice place to have it. And John's also put one of me in there with my 15 pound Woodside special silver bar. It's an immaculate fish. Just look at it. It's absolutely stunning. Really pleased with that. So thank you for John for doing that. Let's just sign in and make sure that we get everything in. So the salmon record, we're up to 16, 17 fish. So just sign in. That's lovely. So okay, so fish number 17, 6th of June, my birthday. So we caught it at Dog Kennel at 12 o'clock on a flying sea yellow, about 10 pounds, and it was perfect condition. Birthday present. My birthday. So how about that? What a wonderful way to end the day, and that's lovely. So let's see how many salmon it's taken us to now. So we've got 5 salmon for myself. There's been 1, 2, 3 sea trouts. Take off the 17, so that's 14 salmon to date on the Somerley Estate, and 3 sea trout, making 17 fish in total, and there's still a few weeks ahead yet. So let's hope that we can catch a few more. Well, it's been a wonderful day. I've really enjoyed my birthday. I came out here for just half a day's fishing, anticipating an Atlantic salmon, and I managed to catch one out of dog kennel. First time I've ever caught a salmon out of dog kennel. I've moved fish there, but I'm really pleased. Fish of about 10 pounds. I also tried out my new underwater camera for the first time, and hopefully we got some lovely underwater images of this beautiful returning fish. And of course the head cam was running at the time of the take, so hopefully you've enjoyed the footage from that as well. I've really enjoyed my day. I've seen some amazing wildlife. I've also lost a huge pike up in Hartbridge Corner that took the spinner. Fish of about 15 pounds. We've seen some acrobatics today. The Atlantic salmon was launching itself out of the water, almost got stuck in the clay mould, in the clay boulders. The big pike that I lost at Hartbridge Corner was also stripping line pretty quickly, and we saw another small jack pike following it on the side, but I was so close to netting that it just came off at the net. So it's been a fantastic day. I've really enjoyed it. The wildlife has been stunning. We've got some incredible insects over at Woodside, and damsel flies I've never seen before, 3 or 4 different varieties. I'm going to leave you with a few clips of some wildlife shots. I hope you've enjoyed the show. And it's been a fantastic birthday for me, so it's goodbye from me and goodbye from PGTV. Oh, I've got a blue, bright blue damselfly. Isn't that just stunning? Look, oh, that's my brightest blue I've got. It's beautiful. Oh, just look at him, he's staying nicely for me, he's behaving. I'm getting close-up images here, ladies and gentlemen, of the most gorgeous damselfly. It's a light blue one. He's gone now. Oh, how beautiful is that? Look at that. That's stunning. It's the light blue one close up, and there we go. Getting his eyes, and off he goes. Oh, that's a stunner. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that beautiful? Oh, with an open wing, ready to fly, taking the solar power. It's going to go again for us. Beautiful birds singing in the background. What a beautiful place to be at Woodside. Insect life is beautiful, bird life is beautiful. What a birthday treat for me. Oh, I'm enjoying this little fella. Let's go in a bit closer. Is he going to fly out for us? He's eating something. See whether we can get a bit closer without him flying out. He might let us. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're getting really close images here. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that just amazing? I found a light blue one, and I've got a perfect example of this. Oh, look at that. Let's have a look at his eyes. He's beautiful. Got his eyes in his back, light blue, damselfly, and he's just moved for us. He's moving backwards and forwards to his same position. That's absolutely stunning. He likes that leaf. He's come back in it 3 times. So that's the beautiful colours and patterns. And I'll see if I can get close up and see his eyes and his body. Oh, I'll keep it there in case he comes back. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He came back for a second. Also on another leaf. There he is. He's still there. Just down a bit. Let's go again. They come back to the same area. Look at that. What about that for eyes and body? That is something very, very special. Isn't that a beautiful one? It's almost a striped damselfly. Beauty. Absolute beauty. It's flying for us as well. Isn't that just lovely? Beautiful. Beautiful. Isn't that just gorgeous? we got here? That's really unusual. It's got a little blue tip to it, look at it. Incredible. That's incredible. Wow. Beautiful, aren't they just? Oh, we've got some bees. We've got some bees coming our way, better be careful. I've got the most unusual damsel fly. It's pretty. I've got to get close up and have a look at this fellow. It's just so nice. Just look at that. Isn't he lovely? Isn't he just lovely? Wow, look at that. That is beautiful. Oh. How close can we get? Isn't that just lovely? He's got a little blue tip to him. I really like him. I really do. That's lovely. Wow. How close we're getting. I cannot believe this. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Wow. Beautiful. The bumblebee taking pollen here. Isn't it lovely? Look at that. Just helping himself with some pollen. Disappeared on me now. Where's he gone? Buzzing around. And I found him. He's coming a bit closer now. Oh, that's lovely. Just look at that. Isn't that lovely? Catching him in flight. Oh, superb. Butterflies, damselflies, bumblebees. This has got to be insect heaven at Woodside. I'm absolutely loving it here. What else is going to come across now? We're going to see some butterflies. Got a beautiful sound of birds in the background. Aren't they lovely? Oh, stunner. I've got a lovely butterfly at Woodside as well. Look at this. Ah. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of this? He's taking the solar power. Oh, beautiful. Lovely, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't he just lovely? Oh, I'm so happy with these images here at Woodside. And that's the setting, ladies and gentlemen. It's full of pollen, full of flowers, it's attracting all the insects, and I'm having a wonderful birthday treat out here. And he's opened up again. Is he going to open up for the sun? They open and close, but he seems to be happy. I cannot believe my luck. Just look at that for a damselfly. I've never seen one that colour. It's like a woolly gum fly. That is just stunning. How beautiful is that? That is going to be one of the most beautiful damselflies I've seen this year. It's got red in the tail. It's got yellows, greens, blues. Close up of his eye. Black eyes. That is a stunner. Here on Woodside with the flowing water in the background, you just can't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, he's come closer. He's coming closer for us. How about that? He wants to pose for the camera. He's actually come a bit closer. Let's go in and have a look. He's on my fishing rod. He's actually decided to go near my salmon rod. Look at that. Oh, can we get any closer? Beautiful. Beautiful. Woodside damselflies are brilliant. Look at that. Oh, I want to get a look at the tail. I think that tail is amazing. That is really something very, very special, this little damselfly. Isn't he just lovely? think we've got a wasp here, and he's feeding on the pollen. He seems to be happy. Really lovely. Right, what do we have here? Another wasp. Looks like a slightly different variation. Looks pretty nice. Isn't he a stunner? Isn't he beautiful? Got his wings spread, lovely colours. And he's moving nice and slowly amongst the pollen. Oh, that is something special. Beautiful. That is really beautiful. It doesn't look like it's a type of wasp, but I don't think I've quite seen quite like this. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to it and have a look at its close up. It looks really pretty. It's not moving, it seems to be. That's amazing. How about that, ladies and gentlemen, for close-up images? Look at that, even crisper. Even crisper. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? What a birthday treat that is. Look at the eyes on it. Isn't that lovely? Look, he's moving, he's taking solar power. He's letting us get in closer. It's about as close as we can get. But it's amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. What about this for an insect? Look at this. Wow, what is that? It's a damselfly, but quite an unusual one. Its body is almost translucent. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Let's have a look at her. That's beautiful. Wow. Doing some wildlife photography. Are you enjoying it, Adam? I think that's been the fun part, hasn't it, of the fishing, is actually the wildlife has been more fun than the fishing. Beautiful, aren't they?
Whoa.
You can zoom in and get some great images if you like.
Wow.
What do you think?
I can see him, yeah. I can see him literally, he's like...
Oh, it's stunning.
Come and look at this. This is so cool.
You
Whoa,
like
he just spread his wings.
Is that beautiful?
Yeah, you're going to like that when you look at it at home.
I think wildlife photography is brilliant, isn't it? You get to see all these lovely creatures close up with the zoom lens. What colour's your one?
I'm videoing the one that you saw at the start.
Is it green or blue?
It's like a green and oh, he's gone.
Is it metallic green?
It's like really shiny.
Nice.
Not as good as the other one because it's like got a few leaves in the way. But I'm zooming in onto its wing. It's got really good detail.
What colour is that one?
It's the same colour as the last one. It's like green and blue.
Yeah. Can you see
And
his
black even.
Can you see his eyes?
No, because of the grass. Oh no, yeah, I can. They're red.
They're red, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then look at his tail, how bright that is.
I was just videoing his like wing and stuff. It's got loads of detail.
Found another one. I'm on the video one on this side. Oh, Addy.
The gold one.
We've got the gold underneath, and guess what we've got here? One of the prettiest damselflies I've seen today. It's a real stunner. We're going to make a lovely film with this one. Me and Adam have been at the Winkton fishery looking at wildlife, and we've got the most stunning. Let's have a look at his eyes. They're red. He's got this bright green body and amazing, amazing, amazing wings. Just look at that. Is that the one you videoed as well?
Nice. Can you zoom in on the gold one?
Is that the gold one? Let's have a look at the gold one.
I haven't seen it.
There he is. It's a little insect, isn't it? Is it a gold insect?
Let's see.
When you say gold one, what do you mean? You do that one. Oh, I can see him.
Whoa.
Is it nice?
Yeah, it's
Adam's
like.
found another damselfly, or dragonfly, and it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, its eyes are huge when you zoom up.
Is it got huge eyes?
Yeah.
Wow, it's pretty. It's holding nicely.
And
I
its
think their
wings are
solar
nice.
panel. They're taking sun. They're taking the sun for their solar panel. It's really pretty. That one's got a bit of gold in it, hasn't it? It's greeny gold. It's really nice.
I really want to zoom in, but it's getting fuzzy when I zoom in.
Yeah. What I'd say is just walk in closer, but keep the zoom at the optimum level. You can go in closer with the camera. It won't fly away. You can get quite close. You get even close-ups without zooming in. And dragonflies don't fly away. They're kind of very tolerant. So they're nice to film, aren't they? You're getting some nice images? Are they nice and
Oh, it's
crystal
lost
clear?
them.
Are they sharp?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, they are really good. So nice.
Is that nice? Okay.
Whoa.
So pretty, isn't it? Look at these flies. There's a big hatch going on at the moment. You getting them?
Yeah, it's nice.
Is it really nice?
It's not as nice as the dragonfly.
But they're still nice.
Yeah. Wow. There's one on the camera.
They're all flying on the camera. I mean, getting covered in them.
That's lovely.